What is up guys, Jarv here, back today jumping into Destiny. In today's video we're taking a good look at the updated Dares of Eternity loot pool. This got a huge update in Season 19, so in this video we're going to take a look at each of the loot pools covering 3 separate weeks and all the awesome weapons and armor that are available. So if you've been looking for that full breakdown, then be sure to stick around and enjoy the video. If you do enjoy the video, be sure to leave a comment and rating down below, and remember to subscribe for more Destiny 2 content. But without further delay guys, let's jump into the video. Now, upon the launch of Season 19, Dares of Eternity got a huge update to its loot pool. Dares of Eternity is one of the most popular activities in Destiny, has some of the best weapons that were introduced with the 30th anniversary pack that are not only craftable, they even have their own origin trait. Now, to go alongside the new season, we have new loot covering 3 separate weeks, and this loot is in addition to the 30th anniversary pack exclusive weapons. These armor and weapons can drop during the course of the activity when you complete it, or by handing in strange coins over at the Star Horse over in the treasure hoard. You can use these strange coins to pick up paraversal hauls, and depending on the weekly rotation, these have a chance to drop the exclusive armor and weapons that we're going to be covering in this video. Now, it's important to note that you can't carry paraversal hauls from one week to the next, as the loot within them is determined based on when they were obtained. So after watching this video, if there's a particular weapon that you're chasing, hold on to those strange coins and only purchase paraversal hauls in the week in which it's in rotation. This will help ensure you get the weapons that you want with hopefully the rolls that you need. Now, firstly, massive shout out to Philonek over on Reddit, who's been collating all 3 weeks worth of rotations, including weapons and armor. If after watching this video you find there are other weapons and armor that aren't included, then be sure to sound off down in the comments below so we can update the community spreadsheet. And I'll leave the link to that down in the video description below. Now, each and every week there are 2 armor sets available. For the week 1 rotation, we see the Wild Hunt armor set returned from Season of the Hunt. This will be available for your Warlock, Hunter and Titan. So if you missed out on that season and are collecting your armor for your transmog collection, then you can now pick this up from Dares of Eternity. That's alongside the Scatterhorn armor set, which is the old OG armor set from Forsaken. Now, this is available each and every week and will be one of the easier armor sets to complete. Now, as for weapons, in week 1, we see the Arsenic Bite bow return, alongside the Blastber 2, an absolutely awesome heavy grenade launcher. That's alongside the Corsair's Wrath, a very strong linear fusion rifle, and the absolute GOAT in the Deafening Whisper. This is a Void Wave Frame grenade launcher, a very unique weapon, and one you should absolutely be adding to your inventory this season. That's alongside the Dire Promise that also returns, the Enigma's Draw sidearm, the Escape Velocity once again, the Gian 7 Pulse Rifle returns, and that's alongside the Royal Chase. Now, this is one of few Void Scout Rifles in Destiny 2 and is well worth having in your arsenal ahead of GMs later in the season. That's alongside the True Prophecy, and finally the Friction Fire submachine gun. Some of the weapons from Season of the Hunt are some of the most slept on weapons in Destiny, but with that being said, there are still some real standouts. And as we said before, if you missed out on Season of the Hunt, whether that be weapons or armor, Dares is now the best place to get your hands on them, whether that be seeking god rolls or just adding them to your collection. Now, moving on to week 2's rotation, we see the return of the Perfectus armor set. This is the armor set from Season of the Chosen, and once again will be available for your Hunter, Warlock and Titan. As we mentioned earlier in the video, the Scatterhorn armor set is available each and every week and will be once again available in week 2. Now, to go alongside the Perfectus armor set, we see a lot of weapons returning from Season of the Chosen. This includes the Far Future Sniper Rifle, which was immensely popular when it first launched and had some really incredible rolls, and that's alongside the Extraordinary Rendition. This was like the return of the Recluse, and even now is still one of the best SMGs in the game. Next up, we have the Brass Attacks sidearm, and also the Threaded Needle linear fusion rifle. Now, the Threaded Needle is one of the strongest linears in the game even now, and will be one of the many weapons that will be well worth chasing when jumping back into DARES. That's alongside the Code Duello rocket launcher, which is also from Season of the Chosen, and that's alongside the annual Skate hand cannon. We also see the return of the Imperial Needle bow, which once again is a bow well worth having in your collection, especially with GMs later in the season, and that's alongside Shepherd's Watch, one of the OG sniper rifles. We also see the return of the Interference grenade launcher, which was one of the first grenade launchers with full court, and that's alongside the Distant Timulus sniper rifle. This week also sees the return of the Honor's Edge sword, the old New Monarchy sword, and to round out the loot pool for week 2, we also see the return of the Scathe Lock. Now, the Scathe Lock was one of the best weapons in the Destiny 2 beta way back in the day, so if you fancy picking it up and experiencing some nostalgia, then you can now obtain this from Dares of Eternity. Now, much like some of the weapons from Season of the Hunt, some of these weapons from Season of the Chosen are still top tier even today. So once again, if you missed out on that season and don't have some of the weapons that are available from it, DARES once again is your perfect opportunity to pick those weapons up and add them to your arsenal. Now, last but no means least, we have the loot pool for week 3, and this sees the Lightkin armor set return. This is the old armor set from Season of the Splicer, and once again will be available for all 3 classes. This is accompanied by the Scatterhorn armor set once again, giving you another chance to complete that entire collection. Now, to go alongside the returning Splicer armor, we see some very exciting Splicer weapons return. We see the Chroma Rush auto rifle return, this time though in the Dares of Eternity loot pool, which is one of the best rapid fire frame auto rifles in the game. Now, that's followed by the Ignition Code, which is an absolute must when it comes to energy grenade launchers. It was hugely popular in Season of the Splicer, and is definitely a weapon you should chase in Dares of Eternity. That's followed by the Farewell Sidearm, an absolutely cracked fast firing weapon, and that's followed by the Grid Skipper, an absolutely deadly rapid fire pulse. If you didn't get your hands on this pulse back in Splicer, it's definitely worth getting it now in Dares of Eternity. The same can be said for the Sojourner's Tail, a very unique and deadly shotgun. Once again, if you missed out on this one, this is an absolute must and is definitely a weapon you should chase. Next up, we have the Shattered Cypher, the Splicer machine gun. This weapon absolutely tears through combatants and makes any horde-based mode an absolute breeze. Again, if you're missing this weapon, it's one well worth chasing. Alongside those Splicer weapons, we see the main ingredient return once again, which is the absolute GOAT when it comes to fusion rifles. Next up, we have the Long Shadow, which is one of the longest serving sniper rifles in the game, and that's followed by the Last Dance sidearm. To round us out though, we have the Toil and Trouble shotgun, which again is one of the longest serving weapons in Destiny 2. And to round us up, we have the Wishbringer shotgun as well. If you missed out on this shotty when it was first introduced as a Crucible weapon, now is your chance over in Dares of Eternity. So there we have it guys, a good look on the updated Dares of Eternity loot pool. If you've enjoyed this video, be sure to check out one of the 2 videos you see here in these cards for more Destiny 2 content. And if you want to keep up to date with everything to do with Destiny 2, then be sure to hit subscribe as well. I'm going to jump back into the game as always guys, and I will catch you all again very soon.